All right, Debbie, let's see what we got here. So we got your boudoir ad, and if you're not getting many qualified women, applying through the lead form here, or as many as you want, and like if nobody's answering, nobody's picking up the phone, nobody's answering their emails, or if they do respond, they just ask for the price sheet, and then like they ghost, or you finally get some people on the phone, but then they say they have no money. All right, so this is going to help show some root causes of that and give some steps to move forward. So we're going to move through my top 10 most common mistakes boudoir photographers are making in their ads. And, we'll see how this one is. I do like long copy, so this one looking good already. But we'll start the first one. Does it look like an ad? So this is the expanded, obviously, but does it look like an ad? I look down here. Yeah, so basically I look at the creative. Does it look like an ad? No. Well, I didn't even click the video because you took this ad down same day. Um, so I didn't click the video, but it looks like a video with, okay, probably you photographing, and we got some captions on it. Yeah, it looks like a normal TikTok. So does it look like an ad? I would say no. So first mistake, not created. And so that's good when it does not look like an ad. It looks like an organic post because more people will click through and a higher chance you get buyers from that. Now, for potential mistakes 2 through 5, we move up top here where I'm highlighting to the see more headline. That is the first 2 3/4 lines on mobile. So we got one line here, we got a blank line, then we got a third line. And this is where it says ... see more. So it's effectively our headline. And with all ads, the headline is where 80% of advertising spend is won or lost. So what we want to see here is specific attributes of a specific person that would make them click see more to open up and read the rest of the ad copy. So the specific attributes you have here is the ultimate luxury boudoir experience. So that is solution. But that's not a specific attribute we normally use. Not typical boudoir experience, so also solution. So the first one we want to have here is a negative. What is a negative something the women are moving away from, where our boudoir photo shoot is the solution to help them get away from that negative. And when we look at the negative, we actually want to start with a who. So the first thing is a who. Who are we talking to here? And then to kind of be like a label of, I'll get back to negative in a second, but who is basically a label where if someone sees it, they say, hey, that's me. We don't have that here. So that's a mistake. So people don't even know if it's for them. If we just say solution, get my solution, that's fine. Starting out with ads, that's fine to get the data to realize it doesn't work. Because yeah, I did the same thing, same with everyone else. But what's really wild about marketing and advertising is it's like people have to be told something is for exactly them and exactly their situation. That's kind of the marketing hack that people don't learn till later. So who are we talking to? Missing a who here. So which means less people are going to click see more to read our ad copy. So less people click in our ad, less people reading it, less people converting. So again, not as many people coming through filling out the lead form, not as many as the right people. Kind of just spinning our wheels here. Next we'll go to the negative. And with the negative, yes, we always want to lead with the negative because it's what people can kind of look around and see and agree on. It's kind of us meeting them where they're at in their brain. And also, people move away from negatives or pains like 100x more than they move towards pleasure. An example is, if you go to the dentist, you finish your dentist appointment, they're like, all right, when Are you free this exact day, 7:15 a.m. in 6 months? And you're like, dude, I ain't got no idea. Just text me and I'll look at my schedule later. So 6 months go by, they text you. We ignore them. We all ignore them. Ignore, 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 ignore. Because we don't need the pleasure of clean teeth. We're not looking to move towards clean teeth. Super hard. Our lives have, we've been busy recently. But as soon as we have a toothache, a tooth pain, we're calling them up like, what? What do you mean you can't get me in tomorrow morning? This thing is killing me. So again, negative situations, pains make people want to move 100x more to move away from it than towards pleasure. So that's why we want to lead with a negative, and we're missing a negative here. So there's nothing that's telling people like, hey, this is for women in your situation, having this negative experience. So that's a mistake. And again, it's going to be less people clicking, less people clicking to read our ad copy, and we want to maximize how many people see our offer in our ad copy. That's the point of getting people to click. And so missing a negative. Next thing we want to see more headline up top is a positive. What's something positive people want to move towards? Okay, we got them hooked with the negative. That is something that they're actually going through said in their own words. And now what's a positive? What's a positive they want? And by the way, we have a way to guess and check all this stuff. And so we eventually find kind of the best thing that the market, that the women in y'all's city respond to. So positive. Do we have a positive here? You might say, well, someone wants a boudoir experience. They want a boudoir experience. A positive would be something they would get from the solution, something they would get from the boudoir experience. So no, we ain't got a positive here in the CMAR headline. So with no negative, no positive, we're missing kind of that mental contrast in the brain that starts getting us really, really, really specific. Again, people are really feeling like we're talking to them. And so less people click and see more to open up, read our ad copy, less people seeing our offer, less people getting pre-qualified, less people converting, and our ads kind of burning, dying out. Less people filling out the lead form, and the people that do, they ain't got money, they don't answer their phone or emails, they just ask for the price list and ghost. So those are kind of the results of that. And then we're kind of burning, churning ad spend, churning creatives. We don't know where to start to make our ads better. Next, the final thing in the Seymour headline is a challenge or a roadblock or an objection. And no, we were missing that. So kind of we're missing the trifecta here, negative, positive, objection. These are all things people are saying in their brain. And we do have ways to find this out. And the data will tell us. With the secret sauce that we'll be using. And so, yeah, less people feeling like the ads for them, less people clicking, more people scrolling on by, wasted ad spend, less people entering our retargeting audience, or less people and less of the right people, less people seeing our offer. So again, wasting ad spend, kind of all the same symptoms I've talked about. So that's the first 5. So we got 4 or 5 mistakes so far. Now the next 3 mistakes can happen in the rest of the body copy after they click see more. So we want an authority in here. Is there an authority saying why people should listen to you? No, missing the authority. All right, so that's a mistake. We want the authority. So we hook them with the see more headline, the stuff at the top that's not highlighted, to get them to read the next part, which is the authority. And then that hooks them to read the following part after that. So basically, we're going to have less people reading the full ad copy, less people ingesting our full offer, and less people converting, less of the right people converting. So we're going to get less volume of leads, less volume of the right people filling out the lead form. So more people not going to answer the phone or the email. More people are just going to ask for a price and then ghost. More people are going to say they have no money. More people ghosting, not showing up to calls. Kind of just frustrated, really, really frustrating. Next, we want a story or a kind of a narrative that would like reflect. So the Seymour headlines for what's in the woman's brain at the moment with what she's saying, and then kind of the narrative is kind of like a video recording her, kind of like a movie scene where she can point to it and say, "Oh my God, that's my life." That's they're talking about to me stuff I'm saying in my head, and they're talking about my life. This thing seems whatever they're talking about must be really for me. So we're missing narrative. So that's a mistake. So less people coming through pre-qualified, less people feeling our boudoir offering is specifically for them. We're not standing out from the marketplace. It's gonna make us, have to call them up, 5 times the first week and then once a month, every month after, because we're not standing out, because we're not getting specific. So yeah, less conversion rate, less women filling out the lead forms, less of the right women filling out the lead forms. And basically low quality people coming in because they're not answering their emails, they're not answering the phone calls, they're not answering the texts. If they do, they ain't got no money, asking the price, ghosting once they hear the price, on and on and on. Or maybe not even getting anyone filling out the lead form. Now, the next thing is full offer. So you actually did really good with the full offer here. So your full offer is, okay, boom, 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 offer. Good, good stuff going down through here, Sean. Okay, yeah, really good. Yeah, I like all this stuff. Now it's interesting here. This is a positive. This is a positive. And this is a positive, which should be in the Seymour headline up here, up at the top. Should be up here. But there's 3 different positives. Those are speaking to 3 different people. So you're actually speaking to 3 different people in your ad, but they don't even know you're speaking to them because they don't see it because they never clicked on see more, dot, 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 see more, which is here to the right of experience on mobile, which is where 90% of impressions, 90% of times your ad will be served. So really good on the full offer here. That's good. Yeah, good. So, all right. So that's offer, full offer. I like that. Next, we're going to the bottom. Can't really move up too much, but look down at the bottom. We got the below creative headline. You got your link there. You got with whenever detail whispers luxury. Then you got reserve your experience today and a button. Those make it look more like 20%. So it's a mistake to have those there 20% because it looks like an ad, which rolls into the first mistake. But 80%, most of it is because people will click the button and go to the lead form without first clicking see more up here at the top, dot, 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 see more, and reading our ad and becoming pre-qualified. So we're getting super unqualified people clicking that in there. Higher chance of them not even filling out the form. So Facebook's gonna be like, what the heck, these guys' form stinks, kind of scoring our ad low, and our ad goes to worse people. And then the people that do fill it out are totally unqualified, barely gonna answer the phone, not gonna answer the text, not gonna answer the emails. Straight up just gonna ask for price. Gonna ghost when they hear the price. A few people booking calls. The people that book flake. They ghost. They don't show up. Can never hear from them again. And then finally, not showing your button is unclickable, which means you're using a lead form, which means you're using the lead objective That is always a super mega mistake because that means our ads will be going to women that fill out lead forms. Which, okay, we can say, all right, we're getting cheap leads, dollar leads, $1.50 leads. All right, well, what's your CAC? What's your customer acquisition cost? Probably going to be, who knows, 100 leads to get someone to buy a full price offer. So the dollar leads turn into $100 CAC, whereas maybe a more specific ad could be a $50 to get someone to buy instead of $100 with way less leads as well. Less time contacting them, less time being stressed that it's not working. So lead objective is always the wrong one. Yeah, it's fine for new advertisers to get their feet wet and see like, man, this stinks. The people coming in stinks. Facebook ads don't work. I'm out. I'm trying to Google. Um, so those are the mistakes. So let's see. We got one mistake or one thing good, two things good. So 8 out of 10 mistakes. Average is 7.5 out of 10. So you're right in line with the average. Now, I do basically anything more than 2 out of 10 mistakes, I call that a Boudoir ad breakdown. And so to help fix this, I actually categorize the 10 mistakes into 6 problems that I can solve, basically being like a Boudoir ad mechanic for your broken down Boudoir ad. So the first problem I could fix if you had it would be making it not look like an ad, but looks like you solved that pretty good. Second problem I would fix is a much better see more headline, much better one up here. So that's one problem I would fix. Definitely need more in your ad copy. So that's kind of the next problem number 2 here. Ad copy. Problem 3 is getting rid of the below creative headline stuff and the button. And then problem 4 would be putting you on the correct objective to get buyers. It's going to be less leads, but way higher probability those leads buy. So you got basically 4 out of the 5 problems I can fix, and I charge $50 per problem to make your ads, get your ads working better. You don't have to choose them all. You could choose one or a few if you wanted. Where I fix it basically just like a car mechanic. There is a second option though, whereas we work together and I run your Boudoir Facebook ads to help you get high-paying Boudoir clients for $100 a month. So that's literally half the cost of me just doing kind of these one-off ad fixes. Well, ad fixes for this ad only. We can create as many as we want working together, and you can collab with me as much as you want, or provide as much input as you want. But the goal is really get you better ads that have a better Boudoir Facebook ads that have a much higher probability of getting you high-paying Boudoir clients because they work with, number 1, human psychology, and 2, they could work with the Facebook ad algorithm. So yeah, if you are interested in any of that, hit me up. Yeah, you'll have my phone number. Call me, email me, or DM me wherever. And yeah, that's everything for now. Adios.